talked all week about defensive pressure and ball pressure. How did you think you guys handled tonight?
I thought for the most part of the game, we did a pretty good job of applying ball pressure. Some situations picking up full court as well. We need to understand how to do it, what is the purpose of doing it. So there is more work ahead of us, regarding all of that. I thought that was good to go out there and play official game. And as I said before the game, that it's going to be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun playing in front of fans over here. So I thought it was a good game for us.
What was your impressions of just the ball pressure you're able to get, particularly out of your point guards, both with Jamal backing up Mitchell?
Both of them, they did a really good job. Everything starts with ball pressure and how you guard their point guards. There were situations that we were able to get their point guards out of the set, and they were not able to organize their offense. I was pleased the way we were guarded. The only moment when we got away a little bit from the identity that we want to have was in that third quarter, but we were able after timeout to get back to that identity and to finish the game strong.
With Davion in particular, what did you think of how he managed your team? Just he's plus 22 for the game, no turnovers.
He did a really good job. I thought that he did a good job in pick and roll, just making some really good reads. Is that finding a shooter or finding bigs in the pocket in the roll. He was also he had a good balance of attacking the rim as well. When they gave him some opportunities, he used his speed. He got to the rim. So I thought that he did a good job tonight. And it's good to have both him and Jamal so they can push each other and to get another gear there.
In terms of evaluating that ball pressure, obviously that's a big eye test thing and game feel and film after, but is there anything you look at after, number of steals, number of deflections, anything like that to give you a gauge of, our guys did a good job or a poor job tonight?
Several things that we're looking at. Deflections are part of the equation because a lot of times deflections are coming not just on ball pressure. It might come out of helps, being in gaps, but we're actually charting every possession, every time when somebody's playing one-on-one, are we applying that pressure, what it looks like, that can give us good numbers for the team and really good for individual, for each player, so they know when they're doing a good job or not. So it's just part of this big equation. And as you said, there is not one number that you look at and it can give you a clear answer.
Is there anything on RJ?
RJ, right shoulder contusion. We're going to reevaluate tomorrow morning, and we'll know tomorrow morning more.
Did you get to look at, you guys said you were tracking every possession at halftime, what the ball pressure looked like for different guys?
At the halftime, no. Then we got to come off of film. In game, it's not realistic to catch all of those. That's why we're going to have one coach who's going to have being assigned to do all of that and chart after every game. At the halftime, we had 9 more chances than our opponent. So that was something that we looked at, and that was important for us. Offensive glass and getting steals and getting those second chance opportunities.
So much of this feels like almost like orientation for the younger guys, but when you look at Chris, who's heading into year 8, how do you continuously try to challenge him or keep him engaged in ways that he needs to also develop if he wants to remain in the league, of course?
I literally treat him the same way I'm treating rookies. I'm honest with him. I'm telling him when he's making mistakes. I'm praising him when he does a good job. We have really good relationship, and he's allowing me to coach him, which I really appreciate. And it's been really, really fun summer with him, and great over here preseason. So we just got to continue going day by day, game by game, and I believe that we're going to see a lot of improvement for him this year.
You said it was a fun night for you. What stood out to you the most about playing in Montreal?
First of all, the arena over here is very big. Somebody told me that it's 21,000 seats. Like they're very steep, so you can really feel the crowd being over the team, and support was great. Being here in Montreal for a couple of days was great. We had a fun team event yesterday, going a little bit on the river as well, which was great. Being on those jet boats, so it was amazing training camp so far, and that was part of the equation here. Having a lot of fun.
You acknowledged the crowd quite a few times, pointing out to people, kind of connecting with them. It was a sellout crowd in a huge arena. What do you make of basketball in Montreal right now?
I mean, obviously, like, that's my second game, but we came here like 3-4 times already. So, they sell out every time. The fans support us. They embrace us when we're in town, and you can feel the love, obviously. And it's hard for me to not give it back when they support me all the way. So I'm glad that we had the win. I'm glad that we played well into our standards, and that we were able to give them a good show.
So, Chris, what did you think of the defensive energy overall, in particular Davion and Jamal on the ball, point of attack?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should work extremely hard this summer to work on that. I think we're making it our identity. All of us is, Jamal, great defensive player, Davion too, and I see them talk all the time, so definitely they're picking each other's brain, but I think all around the team, we always try to help each other out, and since we've been doing this since the summer, you can see that, we're getting there faster than we should.
How does that change your role if you're in that safety spot or even at the 3 spot when the ball pressure's that high on the ball? How does that change what you're doing or what you're looking for?
Well, I mean, I think this year what's helping me out is being able to know when to help, not to help. I think that was one of my biggest issues before. But also when you work on it all summer, you kind of know who you're playing with and who is the one that's supposed to help and not. If I play with a guy like Jakob, I know he's going to go. I don't have to help that much. But if it's Kelly, he might want to stay home, and then that's me to go. So, like I said, we spend a lot of time together. We got a lot of different ways of playing, and I think that the more we play together, the better we'll get, especially defensively.
How was the non-basketball part of the week for you, being kind of the ambassador for the team, for the city, but also like teammates hitting you up for recommendations and you kind of having to lead guys around, you being that kind of leader this week?
I've been preparing myself for that since they announced it last year. So I already did a lot of work. I kind of already told my teammates, like I said, we spent a lot of time together. So I already told them, give me what you guys like so I don't have to deal with it this week. And like I said, I mean, it's not my first training camp. I kind of know what to do now and got to get prepared for this. And like I said, for me, I didn't really do much. I had my event, and then I spent most of the time inside and just focusing on basketball. So I think it's really paying off right now, and the more that I learn, the more I'm with my teammates, talking to coach, I think that will bring us to a good place.
How was your event?
It was good. I mean, everybody came. I think that it was kind of hard for the comedian. I think it was a tough laugh. I think not everybody was laughing, but when it comes to the event, I think my teammates enjoyed it. We had a good time, and everybody's safe, everybody's healthy, so it was good.
Do you know how many friends and family you had here tonight?
Too many.
French questions, please.
Chris, tu l'as dit, c'est pas ta première expérience comme match à Montréal, mais comment tu l'as vécu et à quel point est-ce que c'était différent? Est-ce que tu en as profité davantage? Comment tu as vécu l'expérience du match ce soir?
La première fois que j'ai joué ici, j'étais un peu jeune. Je savais pas si j'allais jouer et tout, alors ça a pris un peu plus de temps pour moi de m'ajuster. Je pense que cette fois-ci, je m'attendais déjà à ce qui allait se passer. J'ai travaillé vraiment fort sur moi-même cet été, alors la confiance est là. Il faut juste que, comme j'ai dit, je mette tout ensemble. Et en ce moment, les coachs, mes teammates, ils m'aident beaucoup avec ça. Alors on est en bonne position de faire un changement.
Est-ce que tu peux profiter de l'ambiance de savourer du fait que tu es à Montréal?
Ah, c'est sûr. Comme j'ai dit, j'avais beaucoup d'amis ici, j'avais beaucoup d'anciens coachs, ma famille. Comme j'ai dit, dès que je suis arrivé à Montréal, je l'ai senti. Alors, dans une game comme ça, où est-ce que tu vois les fans, tu vois les enfants, tu vois la famille, des amis, c'est spécial. C'est vraiment spécial. Et comme j'ai dit, je les remercie. Quand je l'ai dit au début du match, quand j'ai dit je vous aime bien, je vous aime pour vrai, c'est la vérité. Je les aime comme si c'était mes frères et sœurs, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de gens que j'ai grandi avec et il y a beaucoup de gens qui m'ont supporté tout mon chemin.
Anyone else?
Chris, les Raptors, c'est l'équipe du Canada. trouves-tu que c'est important que les Raptors s'approprient le fait de prendre des joueurs canadiens, toi, Kelly Olynyk, RJ Barrett? Est-ce que ça crée peut-être une cohésion de plus? Est-ce que tu penses que c'est important?
Et je pense que ça donne une fierté quand tu vois que tu as un Canadien dans l'équipe canadienne qui joue contre les États-Unis et tout. Ça fait du bien d'avoir 2-3 Canadiens qui sont dans l'équipe qui représentent le Canada. C'est sûr qu'on a une équipe qui représente le Canada, mais quand tu as des joueurs avec, c'est bien. Je pense que c'est comme quand tu regardes les Canadiens, quand tu as un Québécois dans l'équipe, c'est spécial. Alors, on voit ça de la même façon.
T'es rendu à ta 8e saison. Et c'est quoi tes attentes? C'est quoi tes attentes pour l'équipe en tant que joueur? Et c'est quoi, selon toi, que les coachs s'attendent de toi en tant que vétéran de l'équipe?
Juste être un joueur plus complet. Je pense qu'en ce moment, il y avait beaucoup de choses dans les dernières années. C'était OK, il shoot bien une fois, l'autre game, il shoot pas bien. Il prend un rebond, il prend pas de rebond. En ce moment, je pense qu'on est capable de mettre tout ensemble. Et mentalement, je suis aussi à ma 8e année. Alors, je suis beaucoup plus mature quand ça vient à les conversations, parler à mes teammates, mais aussi dans les situations où est-ce que ça va pas bien. Mes réactions sont beaucoup plus calmes et beaucoup plus calculées.
Chris, les Raptors sont invaincus à Montréal, 6 victoires en 6 matchs. Est-ce que tu penses que tranquillement, on pourrait avoir des matchs de la saison régulière? Tu pourrais peut-être passer le mot à l'état major?
Moi, je pense que c'est un signe d'avoir une équipe. On n'a pas encore perdu ici. Alors, je pense que ça veut dire tout dire.
Well, I think that we've heard over and over again, point of attack defense is kind of being prioritized. And how much did you make a point of doing that when you got on the floor tonight?
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons they drafted me, and it was being preached all training camp since we got together in Spain. He just told us to just play as hard as we can, ball pressure, and just try to give 100% every play. So I tried to do that.
I mean, I think you had 4 or 5 assists and maybe just the 1 turnover. Did you feel a little more comfortable than you expected running the team offensively?
It's a little different when Davion Mitchell's not guarding you or DJ Carden. So, I felt a lot more comfortable, and, those guys give me a lot of confidence. Our bench was really good today. So I think it wasn't easier, but it was just a lot more, comfortable.
A lot of guys on the team, you, Davion, DJ, as you mentioned, good point-of-attack defenders. Grady is a guy who got drafted more for the offensive side of the floor, but you see Garrett, yourself, Darko always talking to him about pickup points and stuff like that. What did you make of his job defending the point of attack in this game?
I think Grady is taking on a really big role and really taking it upon himself to, try to make that a point of emphasis for himself. Especially since you're playing with guys like us three, it becomes contagious, and I think he did a really good job tonight.
Is there a defensive type of play that you enjoy making the most? Whether it's like a steal or a shot clock or any type of play that stands out for you?
When I can get the other team to foul me and get an offensive foul, I think that really gets the crowd and my teammates going.
Sort of smack the floor when that happened today.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I mean, you got into it a little bit with Carrington there. He kind of got into it with you. Is that an example where you kind of know that your pressure is bothering people?
I wouldn't say bothering. Me and him have a little bit of a history. He got the best of me in a workout in pre-draft, so I had to come out and try to make it as hard as possible. But he's going to be really, really good. He's young. He's really talented, and I just tried to give him a little taste of some type of NBA-ready defense. So he's going to be really good.
Alex Saro was in here, and he was talking about kind of getting adjusted to the NBA speed. You looked really fast out there. What did you make of the speed and kind of this is your first preseason game, making sense of that?
And I'm going to go back to it again. When Davion is guarding you, it is really hard. So, I tried to slow down a little bit today, but, with him not in front of me, everything kind of opened up. And, I was just trying to play as hard as I can, and that just eventually ended up me running a lot. So the speed, it wasn't really the problem. I think just not having Davion in front of me was really the best thing for me today.
How hard was it for you to sit out and watch Friday as the precaution with your hip there?
Darko came up to me. He told me that I wasn't going to play just because of the precautionary stuff. And it was fun to really sit back and actually watch how hard we play as a team and just, get to cheer on everybody. But, I was itching to get back out there, so today was really fun.
A lot has been said about this team being cohesive and they like each other. Do you feel that, and why do you think that worked so quickly with this group?
I think Coach Darko took a lot of steps to get us to this point. Just meeting in Spain, meeting in Miami, and then, you know, our training camp down here, we're playing in Montreal. You know, we had a lot of trips this summer together. You know, Quick also hit me up a lot. We played a lot of open gym together. And then, you know, I think everybody wanting to be around each other, it helps a lot. So I think this group is really good, and I think we have a lot of really good vets that, you know, bring us together.
On media day, Darko talked about the most important guy, the MIG, being the guy on ball. Talked about higher pickup points, talked about more ball pressure. I'm wondering, the first time you talked to Darko or when you got drafted with the Raptors, did they bring up the line of scrimmage, Houston, and that they're kind of emulating some of those tenets now this year?
Yeah, that was a part of my draft work. We watched a lot of film. You know, he pointed out my point of attack stuff, and he was like, if you end up here, you know, we're going to need that out of you every night. And that's the one thing I could do. So, you know, that's just effort. And, you know, going back to Coach Sampson, that's just all he preaches. So I think that I could do that for him every night.
You mentioned that a couple times there, things are a little easier when Davion's not guarding you. This is a team now, like you just mentioned, you're working out with Quickly a lot in the offseason. He's going to go now from having you and Davion guard him every day. Jacoby's going to go from having you and Davion guard him every day. You think that has an impact, and have you experienced that at Houston with your guys getting better?
Yeah, man. If you challenge each other and challenge, you know, your teammates every single day without any let up, you know, everybody gets better. You know, my first day guarding Emmanuel Quickly was not easy. But, you know, he made me better on the defensive end, and then I started to guard him, and he got better on the offensive end. So, you know, iron sharpens iron is a thing that everybody says, but it really is true.